Okay, so what's going on, guys? It's GPH Streams here, and welcome back to the 7 Nights Idle Adventure. So currently, my voice is quite bad because I have a fever. And okay, so today we will revise our tier list, guys. But before that, let's review first the new heroes. So we have here YEONGHAN. So YEONGHAN, if you'll check here, the attack speed that is at 200. This is quite nice, especially on PvE. And the YEONGHAN is a melee type and omniscient reader codex. So the basic attack, it says here, it deals damage equal to 400% of attack to the target, and this is an average. And if we'll check here the crit attack, it deals crit damage equal to 900% of attack to the target, and grants auto buff to the caster for 2 seconds upon successful attack. And also it grants Abyssal Black Flame Dragon buff to allies for 2 seconds, and also inflicts Plagiarism debuff to the hit target for 2 seconds. So if you don't have a Rhine or heroes that possesses this one, this is the most important on a PvE. It decreases final evasion by 60%. Better get this new collab unit that is YEONGHAN. So we have here the author, in which increases the final attack by 30%, critical hit rate by 24%, and also the bonus damage rate by 24%. And this is freaking nice on PvE, and this buff is only for that YEONGHAN. And the Abyssal Black Dragon Flame, this is a buff to all allies that increases the final bonus damage by 24%. And next, we have here the active skill. This active skill has a range that is 120 and a cooldown that is 10 seconds. So it says here it grants a properties buff to the caster for 10 seconds, and this properties buff, we have here a damage nullification 5 times. That makes here a little bit tanky, especially on PvE. And most probably, I think in PvP, guys. Okay. So it increases also damage reduction rate. We have here a nice buff that is a defensive type, and we have here an offensive type buff. The final critical hit damage by 24%. And also we get here some 5S grade infinite regressor that decreases movement speed by 50%, and also it afflicts a bleed for the duration of the debuff. So this is a YEONGHAN. Later we will plot YEONGHAN on our tier list. So the next hero, of course, that would be BLANC. So BLANC is not a collab unit, but this BLANC is a 7 Nights unit, guys. So take a look at that. I already pulled like 2,002 or 22,000 pulls, 22,100 pulls, and this BLANC, I got her already to 7 stars. So BLANC is a range type, and we have here a new codex that is the Founders of. So take note, this Founders of Faith is a new codex, guys. So if you'll check the attack speed, we have here some okay, this is a decent attack speed already. That is 149, and the average attack speed for almost all of the heroes, that is 130 to 136. If you'll check here the basic attack, actually this BLANC, guys, my BLANC here is already plus 100. So check here the basic attack. We have here 600% of attack to the target, which is freaking nice already. That is 200% above the average. And if you check here the crit attack, it says here it deals crit damage equal to 1,150% of attack over 6 seats in a 2-meter area around the target. So this is the first time that this crit attack reaches over 1,000% of attack, guys. And it says here it divides the damage between targets if there are multiple targets in the area. Obtains a Guardian of the Sanctuary buff for 2 seconds upon successful attack, and also it removes all buffs from the target and inflicts a Butterfly of the Blissful Night debuff for 2.5 seconds. So Guardian of Sanctuary, it increases the critical or increases the caster final attack and also critical hit rate by 24% for each range type units on the team, up to 75%, guys. So this is the reason why this BLANC is freaking insane in PvE. Next, we have here the Butterfly of the Blissful Night. It decreases the critical hit rate by 24% and afflicts taunt for the duration of the debuff. And next, we have here the active skill that has a range of 120 and a duration or a cooldown that is 10 seconds. So it grants Darkness of Traversing Starlight buff to the caster, and it increases final evasion by 200%. You have your attack speed by 24%, and also it grants shield to the caster equal to 60% of the max HP, and it is immune to crowd control effects, guys. So this is one of the reasons why I love this unit, especially on PvP, because of this crowd control effects immunity. And next we have their Star Illuminating Bell Ring buff to allies for 10 seconds upon successful attack, and it increases critical hit rate by 24%, and also the final critical hit damage by 24%. And we got here some Immortal that it does not fall during the duration of the buff. So the duration of the buff, that is 10 seconds. Okay, so next we have here, of course, the Demon King. So I didn't pull the Demon King because I already made Master to 8 stars, guys. So what is important about this Demon King is the debuff. So we have here the Withered Force. So this is one of the reasons why this Demon King is an essential unit, because it says here it decreases the bonus damage taken, or the bonus damage rate resist by 24%, and also the weakness attack rate resist by 24%. So if you will check here the attack speed, that is 200, and we have here a melee type and omniscient reader codex, and the basic attack, that is 400% of attack to the target. This is an average, and if you check here the crit attack, it deals crit damage equal to 920% of attack to the target, and it grants Ugly King buff to the caster for 2 seconds upon successful attack. And also it grants a Fabled buff to allies for 2 seconds. Also the Fourth Wall debuff on the hit target for 2 seconds. So this Ugly King, it decreases final attack by 30%, and also the critical hit rate by 24%. So this Fabled, it increases final critical hit damage by 24%, and the Fourth Wall, it decreases bonus damage rate by 24%, and also it decreases critical hit rate by 24%. So this Fourth Wall here is quite nice also, especially on strong enemies, like for example the bosses, guys. Okay, and next we have here the active skill. We have your 120 range and 10 seconds cooldown. It grants a Will Sacrifice buff to the caster for 10 seconds, and then it deals damage equal to 3,200% of attack over 5 hits for 2 seconds in a 4-meter area around the target. So it inflicts also probability control debuff for 10 seconds upon successful attack, and inflicts a Withered Force debuff to the hit target for 10 seconds. So this Will Sacrifice, it nullifies damage taken 5 times. And we got here an increase in reduction rate by 24%. This buff is a defensive buff together with damage nullification here. And we got here some offensive buff. The final critical hit damage is increased by 24%. So that probability control increases damage taken by 30%. So this is freaking nice also. So let's proceed to our tier list, guys. Okay, guys, we are now on our Skia PvE tier list, dated August 3, 2025. So if you'll check here, the melee tier list, this is the double S level high tier. We have your mid tier, and we get your low tier. So if you'll check here, Master, together with the Demon King, they are the top units currently on the game, because these two heroes are essential heroes. But of course, the number one, that would be Demon King. Okay, so if you will weigh in this 2 units, Master and the Demon King, of course, Demon King is freaking insane and above, more than that Master, guys. Okay, so next, followed by Radius, we get your YEONGHAN. Okay, so Radius is still better than this YEONGHAN, guys. And we get here Gelidus, we have Phi, Rangrid, Sylvester, Ante, okay, Rosie, and so on. Next, if we'll check here the range, the number 1 unit currently on PvE, that would be BLANC, guys. So BLANC inflicts insane amount of damage, even more than of this Melia. Okay. Then Melia, that followed by Mariner Bia. So the next tier, that will be tier Shadow Master Butang, we get their Helenia, and they get their Mist Vicky, and so on. Okay, guys, so let's proceed to the PvP. So on this PvP, okay, if you'll check here the melee type, we got here YEONGHAN on the double S plus lower tier. YEONGHAN is here, followed by this chip. But if you'll check here, guys, on this Demon King is on that double S, and it is better. Okay, Jonghyukyu is better than this Demon King when you speak about the PvP tier list. So after this Demon King, you can see Master is here on this double S mid tier. So going back, we get here BLANC, guys. So on our range tier list, you can see that BLANC is here, but apparently I will change this one because the best unit here. Okay, let's do something like that. Okay, we will put BLANC at the number 1 spot, and followed by that Mist, and then it would be Amelia, guys. Next, that would be Ainz. Okay, so that is the PvP tier list for range type unit. So BLANC currently is the number 1 PvP unit in the game and on the range type. And next, Mist, followed by Amelia, Ainz. We get here also Shadow Master Butang, Baidama, Colt, Vicky, and so on. Okay, so guys, the link of this tier list is on the description of that video, so kind of check this out, and maybe in the next couple of days I will publish the potential dice of the new heroes. So thank you, see you again next time, bye bye.